When you open your world to excuses, that's all that's gonna come in.
This was a tough day, hard lesson learned.
It was extremely difficult. Last week, as I predicted, it was extremely difficult this entire past week to get anything in. I mean, I can't recall a time when my workload has been as busy and hectic as it was, when so many unanticipated things, almost not fully unanticipated because I had predicted that things were gonna come up and they did. So I guess I kind of expected the unexpected. So is it really unexpected if it was expected?
Somebody asked me that, so when do you ever take vacation? I said never. I can never be off, not in this company.
One of the restaurants, right, so that wing spot was busier than since the Super Bowl. Almost inexplicably busy this restaurant was. And you gotta know, this is a tiny, small, just, pick up and takeout restaurant that usually, 2 people was more than enough to run it. And what happened was we had 2 viral TikToks in the span of 3 days, but we've had plenty of viral TikToks. I mean, that's our strategy. That's part of our marketing. That's what we do. We're really good at that, right? And it always gives increases in business, right? Gradually, and that's how we grow, but never to the point where it like 5x'd every single day. Because of that, right? That calls me to do a lot of things, right? Because there were supply deficiencies. There was personnel deficiencies. There was, all kinds of things going on. There was equipment that started malfunctioning out of nowhere inexplicably as well. The work was important. I needed to go to work. The businesses, that's like, no question. There was no question that was necessary. But at the same time, it's like this balance, right? Because like, okay, I'm choosing this over this, and now where does that fall? I made a decision, right? In that moment, that was one of the decisions I made, that I'm going to continue on no matter what. And so I put in my mind the whole time, it doesn't matter how late I'm here tonight, and I was there very late until like 12 a.m. And I said, it doesn't matter how late I am here. It doesn't matter how difficult this service is to finish. It doesn't matter what I have to do to clean up, to drive around, to get things together, right? Also planning for the next day to try to make sense of it, to try to get more materials and figure that out. I'm gonna have to do all of that, and that's gonna take a lot of time. And I'm gonna still have to wake up early in the morning to make it happen, to fulfill these inventory requests and things like that.
This was a tough day, hard lesson learned.
But I said, no way, no how do I let my head hit that bed without going on a 5-mile walk. Absolutely not. And if I wanna get to that bed faster, I'm gonna walk faster on that walk. And that's what I committed myself to doing. So as soon as I finished up helping to close the restaurant up and putting everything to bed, put on the right shoes, got to walking. When you open your world to excuses, that's all that's gonna come in. If I open the door and let one excuse in, right? It's like a cat that you give food to, a stray cat that you give food to. They're just gonna keep coming back and time again and again, okay? A little excuse here, a little excuse there, then a bigger excuse, and that excuse gets with another excuse, and they have baby excuses, and then you have a litter of excuses, and then you're just going excuse, right? And then you balloon back up to 254 pounds. I'm not having any of it, not one bit. My door is closed to excuses. It is shut, padlocked, barred, everything. Not a single excuse. As I close out this week, my thoughts are that, very simply, my mind is better than it has ever been, and my body will become better to meet it. That's it, folks. My mind is better and stronger than it has ever been, and my body will become better to meet it.